Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
Today I'm going to do something a little different and kind of off-brand from my normal things I do on my channel. If you just found this video and have never watched my channel before, I normally do reviews on beers and beer-related things, and this will be a little bit related to beer. And for those of you that are my subscribers and know my channel, know what I do, it's going to be something different, but I will relate it to beer. So those of you that do watch the channel, you already know who I am, but those who just found this, I'm the Ginger Yeti. My channel is Ginger Yeti Road Beers. Like I said, I do a lot of road beer reviews, a lot of beer reviews from home, and I just came back from a cruise. So I took a cruise on Carnival Cruise Lines, the Carnival Dream, and I'm going to talk about that cruise a little bit and my experience on it. So the cruise was out of Galveston, Texas, and it was I guess you call it a 6-day cruise. We had a day at sea. We left port. The next day was a day at sea. Then the first port we went to was Costa Maya. The second port was Roatan Island in Honduras. The third port was Cozumel. Then we had another day at sea and back to Galveston where we debarked the ship. And I've been on a few cruises before, but this is the first one I've been on in a long time. And a lot of things were a little different. Some things surprised me, some things didn't. So I'm just going to start at the beginning. A bunch of us decided to go on a cruise, kind of against my will. Like I said, it's a 6-day cruise. We stayed in a small cabin at the bottom of the ship. It was about $500 for the cruise, plus taxes, plus fees, plus all the incidentals, plus other things, plus gratuities. And then we also paid for the all-you-could-drink package, which I'll talk about in a minute. So getting on the ship was kind of interesting. You go to your email or whatever, and you have to print out one of these things, and it's supposed to have your deck number on it and your room number on it. But we did this the day before the cruise, and there was no information there. But then you take this and you fold it up like this, and you tape it to your luggage, so that when you get to the cruise port, you arrive, and there's somebody there who just grabs everybody's luggage, and they throw it on big luggage carts, and they take it to your room. Then you go into the port and get in line, and you're walking through all these lines. You go check in with somebody, then you go to another line, and you go through like a little security thing, almost like the airport. Then you walk past 4 or 5 other people in different parts that are like checking your cruise ship ID, the receipt they gave you or your ticket, to make sure you're going the right place and you're supposed to be on the ship. Then you finally get on the ship, and there's like 4,000 people getting on the ship. But it went real easy. There was never a point where you were standing, waiting in line. The lines are always moving, but there's thousands of people in these lines. It's kind of crazy. Once you get on the ship, I mean, we got on early. We were there probably 11 in the morning. Rooms aren't ready yet because they turn these ships over real fast. So you just got to go up, do whatever you want to do, go to the bar or go eat food or whatever. And about 1:30 in the afternoon, your rooms are generally ready. So when you go down to your room, there'll be an envelope there, and they give you your sign-to-sail card, which is your ID that you use for the whole cruise. Now, that card is attached to a credit card, or I guess there's a way that you can just like put cash on it, but that's what you use to pay for everything. So we got to our room, and these rooms are tiny. I mean, they're like 100, 125 square feet. It's just a box with a bed, basically, some lamps, a TV, and a small bathroom and shower. And the shower is the kind of shower you have to stand up in. What shocked me was, in this room, there were only 3 Edison outlets. One on the desk was a US Edison, and the other one on the desk was a European Edison. And then there was one Edison behind the TV that the TV wasn't plugged into. So there was only really 2 usable outlets for Americans and 1 usable outlet for Europeans. And with today, with everybody having all this technology, your cell phones, computers, tablets, whatever, that kind of sucks. I never expected that. I thought there would be USB ports, multiple outlets. There just wasn't. But you're not really going to spend a lot of time in your room, hopefully. So then, after we got our luggage in our room, got changed, we spent the day on the ship. And this ship, I mean, it's a decent-sized ship, I guess. There were 2 different pools, whole mess of hot tubs, all kind of bars, lots of different food places you could go to. Some food's included. I mean, the buffets are all included, but they also have extra food that is sometimes included, sometimes not, depending what it is. There's a barbecue joint and a noodle bar and a pizza spot that are included. I mean, you don't have to pay anything for that food. There's also a specialty place like hamburger joint, seafood spot that you had to pay extra for, and a sushi spot you had to pay extra for. Surprisingly, the sushi was really good. Seafood was okay. Pizza was all right. But the cruise ship food, I mean, as far as cruises go, it was kind of disappointing. It was like a higher-end high school cafeteria food or maybe a college cafeteria food. Nothing real great. They also have sit-down restaurants that are included and free. That food was a little better, but still not the quality food that I'm used to on cruises. Not that I've taken a lot of cruises. I've been on 4 or 5, and it was subpar compared to the ones I've been on. But I have been told that Carnival Cruise Line is kind of more of a lower class cruise line, if you get my drift. Still, it's free food. It's all you can eat. It's not horrendous. It's not like you're going to throw it out. It's decent food. It's just not the level I expected. Not trying to complain about it, though. Just not what I expected. So on to how the alcohol relates to this, since this is a beer channel. So on the ship, you have to pay for all your booze, all your beer. There's nothing free there when it comes to alcohol. And we decided to pay for the all-you-could-drink package. $650, supposed to cover you the whole cruise. But then you read the fine print. And if you sail out of Galveston, or I think anywhere in Texas, but I think Galveston is the only way you can sail out of Galveston, New York, and then Norfolk, the all-you-can-drink package doesn't cover you for the first day when you get on the ship. So even though you paid for all you can drink, you still have to pay for all your booze and beers and things on the first day. And drinks are, like beers are like $7, $8. Mixed drinks are like 10, 12 plus. Never did any shots. I don't know what they cost, but I'm sure they're right around $10. So that was kind of surprising to us. And so that day, I probably spent $150, $200 in booze. I mean, well, I guess 10, 11 drinks, $150 in booze just for myself, which kind of sucked. And the other thing is, if you look at the fine print with the all-you-can-drink, you're only allowed to have 15 drinks in a 24-hour period. It goes from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. And I don't think you're allowed to buy drinks once you run out of that all-you-can-drink, which also kind of sucks. However, if you wanted to get top shelf stuff, you could pay extra for that. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, they do have a bunch of beers, and they have beers that are supposedly brewed or at least packaged specifically for the cruise ship. So I was watching Big B from Big B's Beer Reviews. Go check him out. He did a couple of reviews of the beers on the cruise ship, and he told me that when you went to the cruise ship bar, you could buy beers, and they would just hand them to you unopened. So on the first day, they did that. But then something must have happened, because after that, they didn't do that anymore. Because I wanted to load up on beers to bring home. But again, and try to get my money's worth out of this all-you-could-drink package. But again, it is what it is. I couldn't change that. And like I said, there was 4,000 people on the cruise. The first day, you really noticed it, because everybody was just trying to huddle around on the main floor, waiting on their rooms. After the first day, it didn't seem like there was that many people. There were actually some decks we found where nobody was ever at. And the people I was with, we'd all go to that deck, go get drinks, go sit on the balcony outside that deck and chill, and we'd be by ourselves. It's a good time. Now, I'll talk about the excursions in a couple other videos, so you have to go check those videos out later. But at the end of the cruise, I did the math, and I spent, if I had bought all my drinks, I had spent roughly $600 to $650. So the all-you-could-drink was worth it for me. If I would have drank a little more than that, I was probably getting 10 drinks in a day. Because you are doing other things, going to shows, just lounging around. You're not just pounding beers trying to get hammered. If I had been drinking a little more, it would have been definitely well worth it. If you're someone that doesn't drink a lot, it's probably not worth it. So you got to gauge how much you're going to drink. And one thing about the drinks is, it's not like when you go to a bar, your local bar. These drinks are exactly to the point. They use jiggers, and it's 1 ounce. If the drink calls for 1 ounce of vodka and the rest is mixer, it's going to be 1 ounce of vodka, the rest of mixer. If it's like 1 ounce of clear rum, 1 ounce of spiced rum and mixer, you're just getting 1 ounce of each. It's not like your home bar where they heavy hand pour and half the glass is liquor and the rest is mixer. No, this is like 1 ounce, 2 ounces of liquor, and that's it. So it does take a lot more drinking to get a little buzz going. And you do end up drinking a lot of mixers, a lot of fruit juices, and those kind of things. But if you are a big drinker, it's probably worth it to do the all-you-can-drink. Now, when you go to leave the ship, this is amazing. Well, first of all, they send you get the bill. I skipped over something. This cruise, Carnival has an app that allows you to do everything in it. Find out everything going on during the day. You can plan what you're going, buy your excursions, see how much you spent, and that's really cool. But it doesn't work off the ship. It only works on the ship Wi-Fi. And once you're on the ship out at sea, your phone's not going to work unless you either pay for the ship Wi-Fi or pay for ship cellular, which is expensive. However, the app works without paying for the Wi-Fi. You just connect to the Wi-Fi and the app works. So that was really cool. And you can pay $5 to have on-cruise chat, and that covers you the whole week, and you can chat with all your buddies that you're on the cruise with. So going back to leaving, when you disembark, 4,000 people, they get them off the ship in 2 hours. That is insane. You select the time you want to leave, they start calling you by group, and you can either have them take your bags off, which sucks because you have to give them your bag the night before, or you take your bag yourself. Walk right off. Again, you never stop moving. You get off the ship, you go through passport control, and they scan your face, and it's good to go. You don't even have to show your passport, and you're off the ship. It was super quick and easy. I was totally shocked. Now, if you bought booze in port, you're supposed to, you have to check it in when you get back on the cruise ship, because every time you leave the cruise ship and come back on, you go through security. So you have to check in your booze, and they hold it for you, and then in the evening of the last night, they give it back to you in like a duty-free bag box, whatever, or there's a room you can pick it up in the morning. Now, you're supposed to declare that when you get off the ship, but I didn't even see anywhere to declare it. The other crazy thing was, and I forgot to grab the paperwork, they put a paper in your room where you're supposed to scan this QR code and pay taxes to the state of Texas for any booze or cigarettes that you take off the ship. That's totally crazy. Why would I pay taxes to Texas for something I'm taking home to Ohio? I'm not consuming it in Texas. I'm not selling it in Texas. I didn't buy it in Texas. Why should I pay taxes to Texas for it? But apparently that's some law you're supposed to do. And I'm not going to incriminate myself and say whether I did or did not. We'll just say I paid the taxes. And the taxes were cheap. For like a case of beer, if you bought a case of beer, the taxes were like $3.50. But going off, leaving the ship, disembarking, super easy. Overall, it was a nice experience. It was fun because I was there with friends. We had a good time. We made the best of it. But the Carnival Cruise Line, compared to some of the other ones I've been on, is more of a cheaper cruise line, and you can see that in some of the things going on, especially like the food. But overall, it was a fun time. And even if you don't go on the excursions, if you don't like book any additional paid-for excursions, you can get off port every day, have a blast. And it was a fun time. I mean, I think all in, aside from excursions and other specialty things we did, might have cost, with the all-you-can-drink, might have cost like $1,200 a person for 6 days. And that's all the food you can eat, kind of all the booze you can drink. There's all kind of shows. I mean, you can go to rock shows, all kind of performances. There's comedians, and they bring these comedians in and out depending on the ports. So there's different comedians almost every night. Watch a few comedians. They were hilarious. It was a really good time. And there's just a lot of things you can do. I mean, you can stay busy the whole time, and the week just flies by. But that's my experience on the Carnival cruise itself. If you're interested to know anything about the 3 ports we went to, I'm going to do some shorter videos on those coming up. So check back on my channel. If you've never watched my channel before and you're interested in booze and beer and things, please hit that subscribe, hit that like. Even if you're not, please hit that subscribe, hit that like. It helps me out. Hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, embrace the adventure.